Hello, my name's Jason, also known as the Fiery Guy. Today I will be walking you through the process of making memorial glass, or commonly referred to as ash into art, which involves taking cremains or ashes from a person or pet and infusing it into glass art. So right now we're going to be starting off with a process that is commonly referred to as the prep work. And we're going to be taking a little piece of what's called dichroic glass, and we're going to start by using it to make what's called a sparkle glass. After that, we will proceed to form it up a little, and then we will add the ash or cremains into the actual item. The item we're making today is called the comfort stone. Throughout this process, you will hear sounds and things from the environment, from the flame, the torch, and the kiln. And this is all part of the process. I will explain things as we go. And until we get to the next stage, I will go ahead and let you observe the process. Okay, we just finished encasing this dichroic glass. It is a very sparkly glass. When it is broken apart properly, so we take a little sheet of it, we cut it into little bits, and then we encase that sheet of glass and twist it up. It's like running the glass through a confetti maker or a paper shredder. It takes what appears to be a flat sheet of metallic glass and shreds it apart and turns it very sparkly and metallic-y. And that's the process I'm doing right now. We're twisting everything up. And then we're going to put a little window, a clear window on here of the sparkles right there. And that kind of magnifies everything underneath it and lets it look a little bit brighter. In the end, it's a little process that you don't have to do, but I do it because I think it looks better. All right, we're going to separate the color here. This is the part that is the most important part. We're going to be taking cremains and we're going to be infusing it into the glass. Now, this process right now will be involving ashes from a kitty cat. This cat was brought to us by a client, and we've made several pieces. And right now we're going ahead and dipping it into the ash, and then we burn it into the glass right here. We start adding it to our main object, spinning it around. Now, one of the things that I have found to be successful in making this is spreading the cremains or the ash around, not clumping it up. So we pick up little bits and infuse it in. Now, with glass into ash or ash into glass, you can only use so much ash before it starts changing the composition from a glass to something else, more of like what I would refer to as a pottery or clay. And eventually, that item, if you add too much ash, becomes a cracking potential, and the item would be destroyed. So it takes a little while to master the process and figuring out exactly how much ash you need to add into the glass in order to get it to be sustainable for a long term. I'm not going to edit this video. I was going to go through an editing process, but I'm just going to do this raw. I don't think there's any reason to edit. This is the true process. So right now I just added ash in there. You saw the process of picking it up down in the bowl. Now, one of the things you'll notice is I have one bowl of ash. I don't create multiple items from multiple people or pets at the same time. I completely clean off my entire environment so that we never get anything mixed up. It's one of the safety precautions I think that I go through just to ensure that nothing ever gets confused or mixed up. That would be a disaster. Okay, right now we're going ahead and we're going to separate this and set it down. And we're going to bring it across and start building this into what I call a comfort stone. The comfort stone is one of the most basic items I make. It's a very cool piece. It is exactly what it sounds like, though. It's a comfort stone. It's a flattened dome disc, and it allows you to be able to carry it in your pocket or someplace special. And it also makes a nice little thing to place into different areas, someplace special for someone. Maybe they love visiting a certain location. You can hide these little comfort stones in those locations. That's happened quite a bit. Okay, here we go. We're going to bring this in, and we're going to use what's called a graphite mold, and we're going to start shaping the comfort stone. First process is go to the smaller version of it. Make sure it's all rounded out. Get it really nice and beautiful here. Keep everything even. We're going to go to one size a little bit bigger. Now we're going to spread it out just a tiny bit, like so. Bring it back. There we go. And one of the things, again, I'm not going to edit this video, but one of the things I did see is we picked up a little dust or something in there, so we're going to remove that top portion, whatever that picked up in there. We're going to remove that. So right now the ash or the cremains are embedded basically in the middle between this dichroic glass and the colored glass. I don't add the ash or cremains to the outside portion so that you can feel it with a texture. I know that some people do. I personally think that for me that just doesn't work out well. I think it has a potential for cracking down the road and causing problems. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make sure we're all cleaned up. We are all cleaned. I want to make sure this area is nice and smooth. I'm going to try and bring this over to the side camera. And you can see the version right there where we have the sparkle going in there. With the side camera, we're looking good. And we're going to go ahead and do what's called a punty. This is just a small attachment rod to hold the item while I burn it off on the bottom end. Now this isn't fused on there, it is just stuck on. So we're going to take and we're going to burn the bottom edge of this off, very clean. And we're going to bring it down, clean it up really nice. There we go. Put that off to the side. And then we're going to start melting this in, this little button here in. And as we start melting it in, we're going to bring it over to this surface here and flatten it out. This is what makes the comfort stone here. Got to make sure my angles are correct. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and flatten now. Nice and easy. Despite what may be in appearance, the glass does not require a lot of strength to get it to move. In fact, it shouldn't require a lot of strength. The glass should want to be moving on its own freely, and you're just kind of helping it get into position. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay, and the last step is we are going to do another punty to the back end of this. That was a little bit of glass flying off this here. Sometimes when the temperament of the glass is a little shocky from going in and out of the flame. We're going to do a tiny little attachment there. Again, this is just a temporary attachment. We're going to remove this top portion. There's a lot of back and forth in this process. Now there are several items that we can do this with. Marbles are one of the most popular. Once they get into above the 2-inch size, I always consider it more of a globe paperweight than a marble, but it's still commonly referred to as marbles. Okay, we're just double checking, make sure we're all clean. There's no little hiccups, no bad spots. I'm going to bring it back over to the side camera so you can see exactly how we have it all situated now. It's just barely on in the little bottom down there. We're going to bring it up. You can see that blue sparkle bouncing through there. I'm going to bring it back over. And this part gets a little tricky. Holding these isn't the easiest thing in the world. These are little tweezers, and we just tap that off very gently. We're going to use a very small microflame to polish off that little spot where this was attached. Oop, and that's why it's not easy. They do like to flip around. Because it is so round, they are hard to hold. And once we got that done, like that, oop, there we go. I'm going to bring that back out, make sure it's flat. There we go. We're looking good. And that is the memorial version right there. You can see it in the side cam as well. Bring it back out, and we have a little memorial marble bouncing around. All right, we're going to grip this and pop it in the kiln. Okay, and here we go. Put it in, and that's where it will temper and be make it a lot stronger.